This is a lot of NED-Bs. Would you say I have a plethora of NED-Bs? Maybe. Well, the magic number of NED-Bs in this particular pile is 8. 8 NED-Bs. I actually had 9, but one of them I placed in my carded collection, and I actually have a 10th, and that one is the 10th one is actually loose in my loose little display. What do I need 10 NED-Bs for? Well, first of all, I thought this is an interesting character, and you know, a little bit more unique than other droids because it didn't talk. It was a completely vocal-less droid, a mute droid, and but yet still seemed to have a nice degree of loyalty to the cause, if you will. So I just kind of like the character. So now the thing is that, like I did, if you watch this episodes, I did some customization, some painting with the Bo-Katan character, and now I want to do some customizing with this. This seems like it'll be a pretty easy one because it seems like it's basically 3 colors. You know, it's yellow and the black or grayish, and with a little bit of blue accent. I'm probably going to leave the blue accent alone. Not so much for the arm, but for the neck. It looks as though that could be a little bit challenging. So I'm just going to kind of see what we can do. By the way, hello, welcome to Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, here with, another little project to see what I can do. I don't know what I'm going to do with 8 different colored NED-Bs. It'll be a rainbow of NED-Bs, but I guess they'll all be different. We'll make up names for them. These all came from OLLIES. I did in a previous video. My new favorite place to shop for Star Wars figures. I have no issue with the discount price, with everything being so expensive, and I wonder if, with all the new changes coming with tariffs and things of that nature, if we are going to be seeing the end of this type of thing happening. And in any case, I don't know if we're going to be seeing any more retro figures, because it seems like they have stopped. I believe Obi-Wan, the retro figures were kind of released all over the place, as opposed to what's going on now with the retro figures being released in 6-packs pretty much only, like exclusively as 6-packs. So I don't see this happening for the future. Maybe there'll be regular vintage collection figures, and I'll try that, although I will tell you the vintage collection is a lot harder because of the more detail of the paint apps and the more detail of the sculpts. So this might just be a one-off thing that I'm going to stick with regards to whatever retro figures I find. So, but I do have some old vintage old ones that are kind of old and run down and kind of damaged ones, and maybe I'll play around with those in the future. But for today, it's all about NED-B. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so my high-speed camera angle or camera thing didn't go. In fact, it went in the opposite direction. It became a slow motion video. So you got about, I would say 9 hours of my bald head doing an overhead shot of, you're not even being able to see it. So that was a waste, but that's okay. I'm not done yet. I'm kind of giving you a part 1, and then I'll try to do a little high speed of the detailing, although there isn't going to be much detailing. You can see in some cases, I just kind of turned the yellow into a different color. Purple, white, red, blue, and orange. And then in other cases, I just kind of overdid the entire droid in silver, in black metallic, and in gold. But I might do a little bit of detail, probably not too much, but I'll put a little video here of some of that. I'm going to take a break from it right now because I have other things I got to do, but I'll come back to it, and in your case, it'll just be in a few seconds. All right, so here is my new army of NED-Bs. I'm going to rename them, probably based on their colors, but in no particular order. Okay, we'll start with this guy over here. We just went with a blue Okay, I will say that the acrylic paints I used, in some cases they were flat, in some cases they were glossy. I'm not 100% sure, or metallic. I'm not sure which ones I like the best. As again, preface this, I am not by any means an expert at this. This is just something I'm doing for fun. But I figured what better way to experiment than with these OLLIE $3, really $2, $1, $1.50 figures. Just to kind of, and I have, you know, untouched in-card, loose versions of these. So, okay, so NED-B, pretty good. For pretty much most of them, I kept their torsos and their joints, the original silver, and a lot of times I kept their arms with the blue accent. So I don't know how well that works on this one, so I might come back another day and touch on this one. So, pretty good. I got to be careful. These are still tacky. This one... I went all silver, gave him some red eyes. I gotta be honest, I'm getting serious Cyberman vibes here from Doctor Who. Any Whovians out there know what I'm talking about. It's pretty good, you know. You know, and the size of him, it also he does have a little bit of a reminiscent of a super battle droid, but pretty cool. This one that went more of a dark metallic metal. Again, give him the red eyes. To me, this one has more of a Death Trooper vibe to it. So, and here we're definitely inspired by C-3PO, as if C-3PO was in charge of painting. I wish I could do the chrome, and I know that's I think the original way that chrome worked was a little dangerous, so I'm probably never going to do that. But you know, the gold slightly metallic paint was good. This is my least favorite of the groups I did here. This is just an orange. I gotta say that the paint that I used with this one was a cheaper paint. Not that the paints were all that expensive in any case. This is just an acrylic paint. But this one, it was glossy versus most of them which are matte or metallic. This is my only glossy one. And I gotta tell you, it took me like 3 coats, and you can still see close up that it's a little blotchy. So, but every time I put a new coat on, it doesn't seem to matter. So this is definitely one. I didn't prime any of these, and the only reason I didn't prime them was because I wasn't planning on painting over every single aspect of the figure, except, you know, for these 3. But so because of that, I didn't want to prime. So at the very least, I probably should have just primed the areas I was going to paint over, but that's okay. Again, we're just having fun here. Okay, and then we got my Minnesota Vikings. If I put a little yellow in there. This is all right, so I guess let's see. We'll name them in a second, but pretty good. This paint was very matte and very dark. It definitely took multiple coats, and you can see there's a few blotches. But then again, you know, Star Wars is a lived-in look, so that's okay. All right, penultimate, we have our red and gray. My school colors, well, red and black really, and again, we kept this little blue accent. I did do a little bit of marker accenting. I was experimenting on the front and back of this one, just to do a little bit of tracing on some of these things, just to kind of give it a little bit more definition. And then definitely inspired by Stormtrooper is the white version. And I'm thinking about continuing this one, maybe again, but I will tell you that there was definitely some, you know, the white, again, with the matte, it's easy to just, you know, rub a brush on it, and then boom. You know, the white almost serves like its own primer, so it's so easy for other paint to stain on it. So you just got to be careful with that. So I might take that marker out and do some more tracing, make it look more like a Stormtrooper just for fun. All right, so we're going to call this guy NED-BL for blue, NED-C for Cyberman, NED-D for Death Trooper, NED-P for Protocol Droid, NED-G for Glossy. Did I say NED-P yet? NED-P for Purple. Then we have Blue, Cyberman, Death, Protocol. No, we had Protocol. All right, so NED-V for Vikings. NED-M for MRD, which is my marching band that I direct. And NED-S for Stormtrooper. I did also paint the weapons. I can't touch them yet. I just finished them. They're tacky, so they're drying right now. And see, I just got some on my fingers. Okay, so as you can see, kind of a rainbow assortment, right? But I like it. I think it's a cool thing, and I don't know how much more of this I'm going to do. Not because I don't like doing it. I actually absolutely enjoy doing it. It's just that, again, I picked all these up at OLLIES. I do not know if OLLIES is going to be continuing to get Star Wars action figures in. I suppose they'll get the vintage collection in, as I mentioned earlier. The vintage collection figures still seem to be, eventually finding their way. Anything that goes into regular retail stores finds their way into OLLIES, I believe. Okay, but most retro style figures are now going in the 6-packs, similar to that box that I'm pointing to right over there. Not to that one right there. Can't tell which ones it is exactly. I think it might be the Acolyte. Okay, so I don't think they're doing retro as loose figures, at least not right now. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll change it up later. We'll see. So who knows where the future will bring. Maybe if I go in and see a pile of figures. See, the thing is that I don't want to do this with too much with the vintage collection or any non-retro style figures, because the retro figures are easier to do. And even with these, I was struggling with the detail. So, I don't have my hands shake a little bit, and I don't know if I have the ability to do that. So, because of that, I'm just gonna keep my eyes up. Maybe some droids, maybe some other droids we can look into. We'll have to see. All right, so that'll do it for this episode of Darth Tuba's Unboxing Show. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the notification, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Spread the word about the channel. Thank you to Red 5 for always supporting the channel. Check out all the other content on the Red 5 network. Check me out on Instagram and X, and look for Darth Tuba's Unboxing page on Facebook, and you can join that group. And I just pretty much right now engage in discussion. Leave comments if you want. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys, whether you just buy them off the shelves or paint them up to look the way you want, be with you.